I'm not going to take too much of your time. I just want you to know that it is not okay for you to tell other aspiring notary business owners what fees to accept or not accept for their work. It's not okay to tell your students, your mentees, your colleagues, your competitors not to accept a $20 fee, a $50 fee, a 75 lowballing fee. It is not okay. In fact, it's more than not okay. It's illegal. My name is Michelle. I've been in the notary business here in Alabama for almost 20 years. And for some reason, the information that it's not okay is not being passed on to newer notaries. So I just want to take a few minutes to explain and demonstrate why it's not okay. I'm sure not everyone will agree with this, which is fine, but I am most concerned for the newly commissioned notaries who are just getting started and are reading faulty information about fees. Um, that's who I'm really directing this video to. I'm going to quickly share my screen so that you can see and read for yourself. I want to draw your attention to the Federal Trade Commission's website that talks about this subject. ftc.gov, F as in Frank, T as in Thomas, C as in Charlie.gov. When you get to the Federal Trade Commission's website, just use the magnifying glass and then type in the words price fixing or antitrust laws and do your own reading. I'm just going to point out a couple quick things. Price fixing is an agreement, written, verbal, or inferred from conduct among competitors to raise, lower, maintain, or stabilize prices or price levels. Generally, the antitrust laws require that each company establish prices and other competitive terms on its own without agreeing with a competitor. I'm going to pause there. Notary business owners, especially newbies, um, we're all competitors. My competitors are here in Alabama with me, and with remote notarization, I could very well be competing with notaries in other states as well. So I just wanted to point out that you have more competitors than you may think. Um, Moving on. And again, I'm skipping over some important information. So to keep this video short, but I encourage you to read every word. Price fixing is a major concern of government antitrust enforcement. Individuals and companies that knowingly enter price fixing agreements are routinely investigated by the FBI and other federal law enforcement agencies, and can be criminally prosecuted. Talks about the penalties. Where appropriate, the FTC may also bring a civil enforcement action. So we're looking at criminal prosecution and civil liabilities. Don't get too hung up on the word knowingly. Why? Because I know of 3 separate individuals who have been contacted by the FTC, and these individuals, notary business owners, were like you and me. Okay? It does happen. You don't hear about it a lot because who wants to admit that they received a phone call, a letter, an inquiry from the FTC? Pretty much no one. Just a couple more things and I'll let you go. Um, Price fixing relates not only to prices, but to other terms that affects prices to purchasers. And then it lists what those other things could be. Now, normally the pushback that I get on this is, well, Michelle, they're probably talking about places like department stores, Walmart versus Dillard's, McDonald's versus a Five Guys. The FTC does not discriminate. Let's see here. Here's an example. A group of competing optometrists agreed not to participate in a vision care network unless the network raised reimbursement rates for patients covered by its plan. The optometrists refused to treat patients covered by the network plan, and eventually the company raised reimbursement rates. The Federal Trade Commission said that the optometrist agreement was illegal price fixing and that its leaders had organized an effort to make sure other optometrists knew about and complied with the agreement. To me, this sounds a lot like notary signing agents in Facebook groups, social media platforms, telling newbie notaries not to accept lowball fees because if they do, they make it bad for everyone else. If we all stick together, then these signing services and title companies will have to pay us what we're worth. If you are new to this business and you are genuinely looking for helpful information to run a successful legal notary business, stay clear of any one or any group, organization, effort that is telling you to not accept fees of a certain amount. You determine what your fees are. If you want to accept a $20 closing fee, you do it. You don't owe an explanation to anyone. When I got started in this business about 18 years ago, I accepted low fees, lower than normal fees, because I wanted the experience. And I got the experience. And I'm glad I did it. And I would do it again. Don't feel pressured. And now, if you choose to accept higher fees, that's fine, but that's on your own, not through the influence of others. Do not get caught up. I would hate for it to happen to you. It's happened to others, it will happen to others again, but it need not happen to you. Be smart, seek out advice from the SBA.gov, from SCORE, SCORE, from your Chamber of Commerce, in other state, city, county entities that can give you great advice about how to set prices for your business services. Listening to unwise advice on social media will only do harm, much harm, little good for you. I wish you all the best, and I hope that you found this information helpful. Again, go back to ftc.gov. There is more information on there that you need to know as a business owner, and don't think for a moment that your LLC protects you from the FTC. Um, nah, it doesn't. So be wise, use good judgment. I hope you found this information helpful.